it's not only that you can it can add of your experience, but it's also can save you a lot of money. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Our topic for today is actually very timely, especially here in Europe when the summer times comes and everybody are going to their vacation or they're going to have their summer holiday. I guess it's not only in Europe. I think it's everywhere. I think in Asia they start also to get their vacation, same as Europe. So there are a lot of countries are getting their holiday this time of year. So yes, what I'm going to discuss with you or what I'm going to tell you today is very timely because yes, everybody are going to their vacation and their holiday. So this is very important to know, and I will give you some tips of how to avoid unnecessary cost while traveling. Maybe these tips are not necessary for those people who has loads of money, but I guess this is very helpful for those travelers or who want to travel like me, who don't have a lot of budget. Without further ado, yes, we're going to go directly to our tips of how to avoid spending unnecessary cost while traveling. The first tip is book a ticket ahead of your flight schedule. Booking a ticket ahead long before your flight schedule is very necessary because sometimes the tickets are more expensive when just like 2 weeks or even a month before your flight is the prices are really getting high the closer your flight is. Especially during the time of vacation in Europe or everywhere in the world. Like I said, I think it's not only Europe who's having vacation during from June to September. So those months are really getting crazy when it comes to travel price. But booking it far ahead from your flight schedule still can save a lot of money. Even though you are getting your vacation during the high season, you still can save hundreds of euros just because you had booked your ticket flight far ahead from your flight schedule. Our second tips is book a reasonable hotel room without breakfast. Why I'm telling you this, why I am giving you tips that to book a room without breakfast, because I want to tell you my own story, my own experience. 2 years ago, I went to Thailand to visit my daughter because my daughter was working there. She worked in a Marriott hotel. So yes, she offered me to book my hotel in the same hotel that she was working with, and so I can get also 15% off as a family. That means also that I have to eat the same food every morning for 5 days. Eating the same breakfast for 2 days is okay, but eating the same breakfast for 5 days, no. Remember also that the breakfast, the price of the especially 5-star hotel breakfast are very expensive. When you don't book a breakfast, you can save at least from 25 euro up to 35 euro, depends on the hotel where you're going to stay. So most of the hotels, they charge, the cheapest hotel, at least they charge 15 euro, and that is like 2 stars, 3 stars. But if you go for 5 stars, at least they will charge 25 euro up to 35 euro, and sometimes even 40 euro. Yes, having those experience for 1-2 is okay, but eating the same food, like I said, for 5 days or even a week, depends how long you're gonna stay there. It's tiring. And of course, when you are staying in the cities, you can always find a nice restaurants outside, so you can have a better breakfast or you can have different breakfast. So yes, my tips is book a hotel without breakfast. If you want to have a breakfast, you can book it right there when you feel to eat your breakfast in the hotel, because you can always go to the restaurants and say I want to have breakfast, and they will charge you the same amount anyway, instead of booking it ahead, paying it ahead, and you cannot refund it anymore. Book a reasonable hotel. Yes, this is also very important, at least for me. Most of the time when you are traveling, you don't stay whole day in the hotel, except of course when you are in the island having a nice resort. They will charge you the whole facilities in the whole island resorts. But if you are going to the cities, having an expensive hotel is unnecessary. You will not going to stay whole day in your hotel room. You want to see a lot of nice places in that cities. That's why you go there. You are not going to that city to stay in your hotel room. So paying 300 euros to up to 600 euros for those 5-star hotels is really unnecessary, because you are just going to stay there to sleep, and the next morning probably you're going to wake up very early to catch maybe your bus tour or something, so you will manage to see everything what that city can offer. So yes, just book a hotel that is comfortable to sleep in, and not to spend so much money for just to sleep in. Third tips, maybe some people will not agree with me, but in my experience, I just want to share my experience. So yeah, if you don't agree, it's fine. If you are going to another country, you choose to go to that country because you have a relatives or you have a friend that you think you can stay in their house so you can save money from your hotel rooms. No, don't do it. Especially if that person, even they are your relatives, or she is your best friend or he is your best friend, don't invite yourself to go there and ask if you could stay in their place. Except of course, if they invited you and made an appointment together, then it's fine. But inviting yourself to stay with your relatives or with your friends, or you choose to go to that country because you think you have someone there that you can stay in their house while you are vacationing, I think it's no. A lot of us, most of us are busy, and maybe especially here in Europe or in America, or outside Philippines. Let's say outside Philippines, a lot of culture outside Philippines is not like the same in the Philippines, that you just knock the door of your friends or your relatives and say, here I am, can I stay here for a week? And that's okay. But here in Europe, no. And of course, you think you can save a lot of money by not paying the hotel. I don't think so, because if you are staying with your relatives or with your friends, you cannot just go out having your nice dinner and not inviting them. So what you're going to do is to bring the whole family where you're staying, and you have to even spend more than what you think. And of course, you cannot enjoy yourself without inviting also the family where you are staying in, because it's very rude. At least for me, maybe they would understand it, but at least in myself, it's in my mind that no, I cannot let them know that I'm enjoying and do everything that I want without even inviting them. So at the end, it's gonna be more costly than just book my own hotel. So and not about the cost, it's also about, I don't want to disturb people. Maybe they are not waiting for a visitor and they cannot just say no. So it's better not to do it. If I know someone in that country, I will just say, hey, I'm here. Maybe we can meet up or I will invite them for a dinner once or a coffee, whatever. You can meet them, but staying in that person's house, I think it's not advisable. My fourth tip is, if you are doing a city tour, I will highly advise the Hope and Hope tour, the around cities. The reason is that those buses, you can see all the important places in that city. You wouldn't miss anything when you do it, because most of the places that they're going to stop are the places that you must to see. It will save a lot of time for you to look or to find what to do and where to go, and also it's probably will save you also a lot of money, because you don't have to spend a lot of money for ordinary transportation, because you are going to buy a bus ticket. Normally they have like for 3 days, 2 days, and even just 1 day, so you can choose how long you're going to use it, and it will bring you everywhere, all the important places that a tourist must see. So for me, I highly recommend to take a bus, Hope and Hope tour when you are having a city trip. My 5 tips is eat local. What I mean is, when you are going to one country, eat the food, the local food that they can offer. It's not only that it can add of your experience, but it's also can save you a lot of money. Eating local food is much cheaper than eating a foreign food in that country. I want to give you an example. Last year, me and my friend was in Japan, and it was late. We arrived late, so a lot of restaurants were closed already, and we managed to find one that is open, and it was Italian restaurant, and we were shocked how much they charge for a plate of pasta. And we are not even waiting for the pasta, because I'm got tired of pasta eating here in Europe. So when I look at the price, I was really disappointed. So I told to my friend, we have to go out, we have to find something else, because I'm tired of pasta anyway, and I'm not willing to pay for that much for a plate of pasta. So luckily, we went out. I asked someone outside if they know a restaurant that's still open. A local restaurant that's still open at that time, and they told us a certain place, and we went there. We ate everything we want. Of course, Japanese dish, and that's what we are also waiting for, and that's what we really wanted to have also. And we don't even pay half of the price that we could have paid in that Italian restaurant. It applies to any country. If you are in Holland, eat Dutch food. Of course, you can eat also European food, and it's still okay. But like I said, going to one country, eat local, because it's not only save you a lot of money, and it will also give you a good experience. Number 6, avoid group tour. Yes, avoid group tour. If you know what to do, of course you don't know where to go, but if you plan your travel ahead of time, you have time to look in the internet, you have time to look all those websites, and they can give you a lot of varieties information of what to do in that country that you are going in. And a lot of travel YouTuber, that they can give you a lot of tips. You don't need to pay so much money for a group tour, because they charge you double up to triple the price that you could spend by doing it yourself. Yes, it can take so much from your time also, because when you are going to a group tour, like in my own experience, my first time in London, I went there with a group tour, and I have to be in that group, even though I don't want to see what I'm seeing. I don't want to do what we are doing. I still have to stick in that group because I went there for a group, and I realized it could also save a lot of money for me, and it could save a lot of time for me, and I could do what I want, and I could see what I want. So avoid group tour. Number 7, take ordinary transportation. Of course, it's always difficult to find our way in a country that it's not familiar, or especially if it's our first time in that country. And to find our way is always the hard part, being a tourist or being a foreigner. But taking ordinary transportation in the country where you are going to visit is always going to be cheaper than to rent a car. Most of the big cities are very difficult to drive because most of the big cities are having a lot of heavy traffic. Second, if you are not familiar to drive, it's always difficult to find your way. Third is also it's very expensive to park. Here in Netherlands, at least if you are going to Amsterdam or Utrecht or Rotterdam or The Hague, at least you have to pay 25 euro for 8 hours. I mean, parking in the big cities are not only expensive, but also it's very difficult to find parking space. So having a car, going around with your own rental car, is harder than just to take an ordinary transportation. Or you can take Uber if the Uber is available in that country, or Grab. Yeah. And that way also you can save some money because they are cheaper than ordinary taxi. Number 8, close your roaming in your cell phone. Yes, I don't have to experience this to tell you, and I don't want anyone to experience this, but this happened to my friends. Yeah, my friends. Not only one friend, but friends means more than one, right? They forgot, or they didn't close their roaming. They went to Philippines. They've been uploading a lot of pictures and their Facebook account, and yeah, they thought that they were using Wi-Fi. When they came back to Netherlands, they were surprised at how high their telephone bills was. One of them actually got 3,000 euro for telephone bills because they've been using so much data by using their roaming from Netherlands and the Philippines, uploading a lot of pictures in Facebook. Yeah, so yes, it's very important that you make sure that when you are going to other country, especially if it's not included to your subscription in your telephone, that you are allowed to call or you have a free data in that country, then you have to close your room. So to say, their telephone bills become more expensive than their actually vacation was. My 9 tips is avoid shopping a lot. When it's hard for us, a woman, to avoid shopping, right? But when you are in the other country, that's what you have to do. Avoid shopping as much as you could. Because when you are in the other country, sometimes you tend to shop so much because you think it's cheaper. And then you end up having a lot in your baggage. And you go to the airport and you have over baggage and you have to pay a lot of that baggage. So you think that you could save money because you buy a lot of stuff that is cheaper, but actually it's not, because at the end when you get over baggage you have to pay so much money in that over, I mean the kilo that is over from it allowing you to have. My last tips but not the least, avoid buying a lot of souvenirs. Sometimes when we are in the other country we tend to buy a lot of souvenirs, and we even think about our friends home, families, you know, to buy something for them. So yeah, we start to buy so much souvenirs for them, but actually they are not waiting for it. And also we are buying a lot of souvenirs for ourselves, and it just end up that we don't need it anyway. It just end up somewhere, accumulated dust, and probably at the end you're just going to throw it, because sometimes those souvenirs are very unuseful anyway. So yeah, it sometimes it costs you so much money for buying those souvenirs that really unnecessary. So lovelies, those are my 10 travel tips that I could share with you, and I hope those tips will be helpful to everyone who's planning their vacation, especially to those first time they're going to vacation outside the country. So lovelies, thank you for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up and do subscribe too, and put the bell too, so you will be notified every time I'm uploading my video. Thank you so much for joining me in my every video. So thank you so much lovelies. Have a wonderful day and see you next video. You're all lovely. Bye.